Now that everything's calmed down a bit, relatively speaking, I mean, I thought it might be— I believe we're on the verge of a—
Well, don't keep us all in suspense.
Just in case anyone's forgotten, let's start by reviewing what we already know. So, an Ascian is an immortal because its soul doesn't return to the ethereal realm when its host is defeated. Instead, therefore, the first step to permanently defeating an Ascian is preventing its soul from making this journey. And if you recall, when we last gathered here, I had verified that white auracite had—
which left the small matter of their extent.
Aye. To unmake an Ascian soul, one must needs smite it with a concentrated burst, or blade, of purest ether.
Short of experimenting on an actual Ascian, you see, there's no way to gauge how much ether its soul is made of. As such, we don't know what etheric density our blade needs to have in order for it to work.
So we'll just have to make the densest blade we can and hope for the best. Though, hang on a minute. Why didn't we think of this before? White auracite can hold an absolute heap of ether, can't it?
Please tell me you're joking. God's sakes, Ida. I feel as though I'm reliving the same scene over and over with you. How many times do you need to be told that being intangible matter, ether is given to dispersion? Only in its crystallized form is it a stable source of energy. I will test you later on this, so see to it you do not—
Right, yes. It's all coming back.
So our hopes rest on good old crystals again, do they? While they are certainly reliable—
Indeed. I am reminded of the quantity of corrupted crystals required to thwart Leviathan, and the extraordinary lengths to which the Lamentsons went to transport them.
I do not envy the poor sod who has to lug all of that around on the off chance that an Ascian appeared.
That's the very problem we set out to solve. And I reckon we've found the answer. If it isn't practical to lug around, and the only viable source—
If you mean to tap the Great River of Aether, know that it will entail considerable risk. Meddling with the—
Give me a bit more credit, will you? Why would we need to tap the river when there are veritable reservoirs I speak of corrupted crystals. It might be that their aspect is out of balance, but a crystal's a crystal. It can
While corrupted crystals are indeed abundant, there is no guarantee that they will be in close proximity.
But what if we don't need them to be? What if we could tap their power from afar? If we could do that, we'd have ready access to ether aplenty in almost— I've yet to put my theories to the proof, but I've got a good feeling about this.
If you think it worth your while, you have— But tell us, what are your theories? I, for one—
I thought you might say that, but no one wants to listen to boring old theories all day, do they? I know I don't. So with your permission, I'd like to try something a bit more hands-on. I've already built an— Thing is, the profusion of corrupted crystals in Mordona makes it something of a high-risk testing ground. If anything goes awry— Ideally, I need an isolated specimen.
May I suggest northern Thanalan? There you will find corrupted crystals of middling size, standing a reasonable distance apart. Ideal for your needs, I should have thought. Oh, and if you do elect to visit the place—
Has something happened?
Movement has been observed at During Operation Archon, the Alliance dealt the stronghold a heavy blow. Its facilities were extended. Not long after our forces withdrew, however, their ranks were replenished by reinforcements from Kostrom's sentry. They now seek to— Having lost the Empire's support, the 14th Legion lacks the resources to sustain itself. To them, this— Though I have dispatched the Crystal Braves, I fear their strength alone may not suffice to stay the Imperialist.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to inveigle us into fighting your battle with the promise of— Well then, consider me inveigled. I won't lie, the crystals you speak of sound... Besides, we can't afford to beat about the bush. There's no telling when the
Thine eagerness to hurl thyself into the jaws of danger cometh as little surprise.
Though you have become a crystal brave, you are yet a scion, Alphino. We could hardly refuse you. Pray, join the Crystal Braves and lend them your support. Thancred and Papalymo shall... Ida and Y'shtola, in the meantime I would have you assist Moonbreeder. Scout out the crystal...
If it please you, I shall continue mine own experiments.
Thank you, Urianger. Everyone, pray see to your preparations and depart as soon as...